Shalom, shalom, shalom. Giving honor and praise to the Most High, Creator and Maker of heaven and earth. This presentation is concerning how to put in Hebrew a noun that is masculine and showing it in possession, such as mine, yours, his, hers, theirs, ours, and so forth. This is Hebrew lesson 9b. Earlier we did Hebrew lesson 9. Okay? So this is something we want to point out for edification purposes. All right? Giving due respect to Yah, Creator and Maker of heaven and earth. Giving due respect on a human level to Nasi Zipor Wagam Et Beno Nasi Natan El Wagam Et Saranu Sar Natan El Memat Telewi. That's to say in the English, to Prince Zipor, his son, Prince Nathanael, and our Chief Nathanael of the tribe of Levi. Okay, so just want that to be stated for edification purposes. Hebrew lesson 9b, how to understand the aspect of nouns in plural possessive form, masculine nouns. Okay, so going to go on to the next slide. Now, what we're looking at right here is the I aspect. And the word there is the word banai. The word itself means my sons. Okay? So now when it says there, it says the aspect of the I sound in the suffix shows that the noun is pluralized and showing possession in the first person in the noun aspect. So what's going on in that particular regard is this. When you're saying anything in Hebrew that is a noun and you're saying it is my whatever, but the thing that you're talking about is more than one or is plural in that regard, then you say it as the suffix of I. Bain is son. All right. Beni is my son. Benai means my sons. Ach is brother. Aki is my brother. Akai means my brothers. So this is something we just want to point out for edification purposes. All right. So that way we can gain some understanding of what we're talking about in this particular regard. Okay. Next slide, please. Thank you. The Ehkah aspect. The word is Baneka, and it means your sons. All right? The aspect of the Ehkah shows that the noun is in the second person possession in the plural form. This is the way to say your sons when speaking to a male. So what are we seeing in this regard? Remembering that the word ben means son. All right? So when you say Baneka, you're saying by default, your sons. Benka would be your son. Baneka means your sons. All right? So we can gain some understanding of what we're talking about in this particular regard. Okay? Now, this is how you would say your sons if you were speaking to a male. Next slide, please. Thank you. The Aiyeek aspect. The word is banayik, and it means your sons. Okay? The aspect of Aiyeek shows that the noun is in feminine possession. When you say banayik, you are saying your sons when you're speaking to a female. So if I were to be speaking about my cousins, to my aunt, I would say Banayik Tobim, your sons are good. All right. So want that to be noted for reasoning purposes in that particular regard. So if I would speak to any female about the sons that she has, I would say Banayik, which means your sons. All right. Because the word Benek means your son when speaking to a female, but the word Banayik means your sons, plural. The sons is plural in that regard when you're speaking to a female. Next slide, please. Thank you. The Aiyw matter. The word is Banayw, meaning his sons. All right. The matter of the Aiyw is showing when put to a noun suffix, it shows the noun is plural of his, and I put X's there, meaning that whatever it is. All right. So Talmidaiwa will be his students. Moraiwa would be his teachers. Banaiwa means his sons. All right. So just want that to be noted for reference purposes. Okay, so we can gain some understanding of what we're talking about. All right, Tafaiwa would mean his drums. All right, so when you have the actual aspect of the suffix at the Aiwa sound, that means his whatever. Bain, remembering means son. So Banaiwa means his sons. All right, so we can gain some understanding of what we're talking about. Next slide, please. Thank you. Okay, the Ehhah matter. The word is Baneha, meaning her sons. All right, the matter of the Ehhah at the end of any noun shows it is the third person possession of that noun, meaning her whatever. Okay, so you would say Baneha, her sons. Talmideha, her students. Okay, Tapeha, her drums. All right, so just want to use that as an aspect for edification purposes. Okay, so next slide, please. Thank you. The Aynu or Ehnu matter. Banenu. The word is Banenu, meaning our sons. Now, that is saying if one female has two sons, speaking to another female who has two or more sons, all right, or one or more sons, if you're speaking about that particular aspect, they can too say Banenu, meaning our sons. So if you're saying my sons or our sons, that's said by either the male or the female. All right, so just want that to be noted. So now, the aspect of the Aynu or Ehnu as a suffix attached to a noun in Hebrew shows that the nouns is our whatever the meaning of the noun is. So in other words, the noun in this case we're dealing with is the word ben, which means son. All right, so now if that is the case, Banenu means our sons. Banenu Tobim, our sons are good. Banenu Asuquim, our sons are busy. All right, just using that as an example once it comes down to that particular case in that particular regard. All right, so we're going to continue on in the next slide. Thank you, my brother. The matter of Aykem or Ehkem. All right, Banekem. The word is Banekem, meaning your sons. MP stands for masculine plural. All right, so we can gain some understanding of what we're talking about in this particular regard. The matter of Aykem or Ehkem in Hebrew shows when attached to a masculine noun, the meaning is your, the property of you all, in the masculine aspect. So what am I saying when I say MP? Stands for masculine plural. If I'm talking to the brother Chief Yashar, and if I'm talking to the brother Prince Ishmael about their sons, I would say B'nai Kem. B'nai Kem Tobim, B'nai Kem Milamdim, B'nai Kem Lomdim, B'nai Kem Tehorim, so forth and so on. So just want that to be noted for edification purposes. So now, when you're sitting there saying B'nai Kem, it means your sons. Now, that is to say masculine plural means that I'm speaking to more than one male about their sons plural. Okay, so this is what we just want to point out for reason and purposes. Okay, next slide. Thank you, my brother. Oh, now hold on. When I wrote inside the PowerPoint, expound on the B'nai Ken matter. Now, B'nai Kem is masculine plural, meaning your sons, the sons of you, that of your property. All right. Now, B'nai Ken with the N sound at the end of that word is the same thing, but it's feminine plural. Now, when I try to go into the scriptures to look up the word B'nai Ken, I was unable to find it. So all of these Hebrew letters and words that you see there are words that come out of the book of Ezekiel, out of the book of Exodus, out of the book of Leviticus, that I sat there and copied and pasted onto the PowerPoint. All right, so just want that to be noted. Now, when I try to find a way to say your sons, feminine plural, written as B'nai Ken with the noun Sophie at the end, I was unable to find it. But I just want that to be noted that if you're speaking to one female or two or more females, that is, concerning their sons, you will say B'nai Ken, the sons of you all, or your sons, in that regard. All right, feminine plural, masculine plural. So one would have to have an understanding of those kind of aspects already to be able to understand this kind of thing. So this is why we go from lesson 1, lesson 2, a lesson 3, lesson 4, and so forth. Next slide, please. Thank you. The matter of Ahem or Ehkem. B'naihem. The word is B'naihem, and it means their sons. The matter of Ahem slash Ehkem shows in masculine noun as a suffix, showing possession of the noun attached to it in the third person possession, their whatever. Okay, so if I were to say ta pehem, their drums, all right, dib rehem, their words, ba nehem, their sons. Okay, so just want that to be noted for edification purposes. All right. The suffixes show the possessive aspect. Okay, next slide, please. Thank you. The matter of a hen slash a hen. The word is benehen, and it means their sons. The aspect of a hen slash a hen shows that when it is attached to a masculine noun, it is shown in possession of more than one plural female in the third person. So what am I saying essentially is this. If I'm speaking to one person about two other females' sons, I would say to that one person I'm speaking to, B'nai Hen, which means their sons. All right? B'nai Hen Tobim, their sons are good. All right? So just want this to be pointed out for reasoning purposes and edification reasoning. All right? So we're going to go on to the next slide. It says notes and rules regarding the nouns. The nouns in Hebrew shows possession and the suffix of the word. In Hebrew, Ehhah means her sons. The Hebrew word is one word, whereas in English it is, actually I meant to say two words. All right? In Hebrew, Ehhah means her sons. The Hebrew word is one word, whereas in English it is two words. I meant to type in two words. Her being one word, sons being another. Her sons are two different words. All right? Here, that is to say in the camp here, Shema Yisrael. Here we do not teach the Ben Sheli, Ben Shalka, etc. aspect since it is not biblical. So the point I wanted to emphasize on is when people say Ben Shali, Banim Shali, my sons. No, we don't say Banim Shali. We say Banai. And what you will find is in many cases with European Jewish people, they will sit there and say, wow, y'all guys, y'all speak Old Hebrew. I've been told that I spoke Old Hebrew by Jewish people because we refuse and we don't say things such as Yad Shali, Yadayim Shaleha. No, we say Yadeha, means her hands, not Yadayim Shaleha. All right. So the shell aspect is something that we do not emphasize on in that particular regard because you don't really see that as a formation of speaking within the Tanakh and specifically in the Torah. Okay. So this is something we want to point out for edification purposes. All right. In Hebrew, the masculine noun, as any other type, takes a change when it is a segolet noun. Now, when we say a segolet noun, that is to say, as we explained in lesson number 4, lesson number 6 as well, is anytime a noun has a zere and then a segol, or a segol and a segol. That is to say, for instance, the word degel means flag, regel means foot, yeled means child. Those are what you refer to as segolet nouns. So when you sit there and show that in possession, the vowel pattern itself changes. All right. So degel, for instance, means flag. Degelim means flags, plural. All right. Digli means my flag, whereas the word digalai means my flags, plural. So once you're dealing with a segolet noun, which we'll get into in the future to show how the vowel pattern works, this particular one and this particular teaching is just to show the basic aspect of how certain things go with it being in its simplistic form. The body parts in Hebrew are shown in the adjective in the feminine form. Thus, yad, which is meaning hand, a masculine word, is said as yad kazakwa, meaning strong hand. So in Hebrew, when you're dealing with body parts, when you show it in the aspect of describing it, it is noted in the feminine aspect. All right. So yad kazakwa means strong hand. All right. So when you read in Exodus, yad kazakwa ubis roa netuya, with saying a strong hand and an outstretched arm. All right. So these are just things to be pointed out for evidence purposes. The pattern in Hebrew must be studied to gain this knowledge. Hebrew goes by pattern. And this is what we want to show for reference purposes and for edification reasoning. All right. So one cannot sit there and jump ship and think you're going to land in a canoe and be all right in Hebrew. It has to go by pattern. All right. Next slide, as you see here, it says this: the suffixes in order to understand the matter. Now, remember that the suffix is what you attach to the initial word itself to change and to emphasize a point in that particular regard so we can gain some understanding of what we're talking about. Okay? Now, it says I at the end of a noun, masculine, means it is pluralized. Yadai, meaning my hands. Okay. Ehka at the end of a noun means it is pluralized. Your whatever. Son, hand, so forth. Yadeka means your hands. This is when you speak to a male. Now, what I'm going over in this particular thing is trying to be as meticulous as possible. So when we see things such as the suffixes, in order to understand the matter, is this: I at the end of a noun means it is pluralized. Yadai means my hands. Yadeka means your hands when speaking to a male. Yadayik or Aiyeek, okay, at the end of a noun means it is pluralized, your whatever, as in stated. Yadayik means your hands. This is when you're speaking to a female. So if I was speaking to a female regarding the hands of that particular female, I would say Yadayik tahorot, your hands are clean. Yadayik asukot, your hands are busy. Now, for those catching on with the pattern in Hebrew, you will already see that I'm saying Yadayik tahorot, because as stated in the previous slide, when you're showing the aspect of the adjective with a body part, you use it in the aspect of the feminine. You see that even when it speaks of the Most High. When it says strong hand, Yad Kazakwa, not Yad Kazak. Okay, so these are things we just want to point out for evidence purposes. This is being brought to you from Shema Yisrael. All right, giving honor and praise unto the Most High. Now, the next thing we want to sit there and go over is Aiyw. Aiyw at the end of a noun means it is pluralized. His whatever. Yadaiwa, his hands. Okay, so we can gain an understanding of what we're talking about in that particular regard. All right. Tapaiwa, his drums. Okay. Nashaiwa, his wives. Okay, so we can gain an understanding in this particular regard of what we're talking about. Ehhah at the end of a noun means it is pluralized. Her, whatever. All right. Yadeha means her hands. All right. As we went over before, when we used the word baneha, meaning her sons. Yadeha, her hands. So what are we emphasizing on as shown in this particular PowerPoint is when it says the suffixes in order to understand the matter. This is important for edification purposes. We're going from step 1 to step 2 in this regard. If you sat there and listened to the previous lesson, lesson number 9 that was done earlier, okay, and it actually sat there and was about reading Hebrew for mastery. If you watch that video and take notes over and over and do it again and again, don't sit there and say it's too much or it's repetitive. We are Israelites. The book of Deuteronomy, even in the Greek translation, Debarim means, Deuteronomy, from the Greek word Deuteronomium, means repetition. This is why you see many of the laws in Deuteronomy are repeated of laws previous to the book of Deuteronomy. Okay, so it's nothing wrong with repetition. So this is something we want to point out. Just as much as you have, not to sound disrespectful, children, and when dealing with these children, you have to have patience. So you have to have patience as a student, and you have to have patience as a teacher. So this is why we don't have a problem out of Shema Israel to do these classes, redoing them all over again, because it's for the edification of the people. All right? So getting back into the point, if there's any questions, please feel free to comment, whether in the live chat or later on inside of once this is uploaded. Okay, so you have I, my, whatever, plural. Ehka, your, masculine, whatever, plural. Aiyeek, your, whatever, feminine, plural. All right? Aiyw, whatever, plural, his, whatever. As in this case, Yadaiwa, meaning his hands. Ehhah, meaning as a suffix there, whatever it's attached to her, whatever, plural. Yadeha, her hands. All right, so just want that to be noted for edification purposes. All right, so the next thing we're going to go over in the next slide is this. Okay, the suffixes in order to understand the matter, part 2. All right, here we see it says Aynu / Ehnu. At the end of masculine nouns, it is a suffix showing the noun and plural possession, our, whatever. In this case, we're just focusing on the word hand. Yadenu means our hands. So Ehnu or Ehnu at the end of masculine nouns, it is a suffix showing the noun and plural possession. Yadenu, Banenu, Tapenu, so forth and so on. Neshenu, meaning our wives, if you will. Okay, so just want that to be noted for edification purposes. All right. Ehkem, at the end of masculine nouns, it is a suffix showing the noun and plural possession. Your, masculine, plural, whatever. We're just saying from the word yad. All right. Okay. I want to emphasize something. Somebody is asking, did I say look at the lesson before this one? Yes. The current lesson that we're going over now is listed as lesson 9B. There was a previous lesson on the same channel called Hebrew lesson 9. That's also on the same channel. All right. So they're both up there for, well, this one is still currently being presented, but there was one that was done earlier called lesson 9. All right. So yes. Okay. Now, when you're looking at this right here, getting back to the PowerPoint aspect, when it says Ehkem at the end of masculine nouns, it is a suffix showing the noun in plural possession. Your whatever, whatever. Yadechem, your hands. So if I was speaking, all right, to, let's just pick these names that because it's just there for edification purposes. If I were to speak to the brother Chief Yashar as well as the brother Prince Ishmael, and I were to sit there and say, I am telling them or speaking to them about their hands. All right. So masculine plural means you're speaking to more than one male about that particular object. This object in this case being the word hand. All right. So this is what we want to point out for reference purposes. Okay, now if you go to lesson number 7, which is also on this channel, you would have been able to see where it says Yadi, Yadka, Yadek, Yado, Yada, Yanu, Yedkem, Yedken, Yadam, and Yadan. All right, but what we're dealing with is showing that particular noun in plural form and possessive aspect. Okay, so now it says this, Aken, at the end of masculine nouns, it is a suffix showing the noun in plural possession, your, feminine plural, whatever. Yeah, they can, your hands. FP stands for feminine plural. All right, so these are things we just want to show for edification purposes. All right, Ahem slash ahem. At the end of masculine nouns, it is a suffix showing the noun in plural possession. Yadehem, their hands. So if I were to speak to my spouse about our children's hands, I would say Yadehem, Tahorot, or so forth. All right. So just want that to be noted for reference purposes. All right. So then you have a hen slash a hen. All right. The M in the end that you see there is very important. At the end of masculine nouns, it is a suffix showing the noun in plural possession. Yadehen, their hands, feminine, or the F there. All right. So just want that to be noted for edification purposes. What we're showing is the aspect of nouns in possession. Mine, yours, his, hers. But this particular noun that we went over is a masculine noun. The aspect of going over feminine nouns, pluralized, shown in possession, will be done next Sunday. Blessed be the Father, the Most High. All right, so we want to take it step by step and give the people time to sit there and get some stuff done and to study it and not feel bombarded, and also to give the more, in this particular regard, also time to sit there and get stuff done, such as putting that lesson together. So these are things we just want to go over for edification purposes. All right. So for those who are interested, all right, that's the telephone number for those who care to text or call regarding this particular lesson right here, 908-587-4841. Or if you want to go there, Tisha Efes Shimona, Kamesha Shimona Shib'a, Arba Shimona Arba Ekad. All right. So I just want that to be noted for edification purposes. All right. Now, the timing for the class on Sundays, one would just have to be, I'm hoping, subscribe to the channel. And then when it comes up there, it'll be shown, because it could be Sunday morning, as we did earlier today, or it could be Sunday evening, as we're doing right now. Depends on what happens throughout the schedule for myself. All right. So on Sunday, when we're doing this, it's not a set time. It's just a set day. All right. So before we was going to do this actually at 10 a.m., but there were technical difficulties with the having to start over, then having to start it over, and so forth and so on. So we just want that to be pointed out for reason and purposes. All right. Interesting you asked, should you get a certain book? Because when this class is over, I'm going to do another one recommending the books that are suggested for this class. So within the next hour, those books will be listed, but that will not be in this particular class, but the next one. All right, because I already put a couple of PowerPoints together today. Blessed be the Most High. All right, so the days of the class are on so-called Sunday, which we understand as Yom Rishon, or the first day. All right, because that's the day I'm off from work, and so forth and so on. That's the time in which I'm here to be able to do these kind of aspects and presentations. Okay, so we're going to go on to the well, that is that particular part, in that particular case, in that regard. All right, so we're going to, at least I will for sure, rise up, face eastward. Now, let me explain something, because some Israelites had a controversy when we say here in Shema, let's rise and face the east. When we say rise and face the east, we're not worshiping the sun. Okay, so we face the east because of what we read of in the book of Kings chapter 8, when it says, pray toward the house, toward the city that the Most High chose. The house and the city that the Most High chose is east of where we are. We're in the Western Hemisphere. So that's the reason why we face east. So if we were, say, in China, we would face west. We're just facing toward the land that the Most High gave to the house of Israel. So when you hear us in the congregation here, Shema Israel, saying, let us rise and face the east, it is not saying that we are facing the sun and bowing down to the sun. So this is something we just want that to be noted for evidence purposes. All right? Hallelujah. Moshi Aynu, Malkenu, Zurenu, Goalenu, Ataya Elohenu, Enkimoka, Bashamayim Obaaretz, Ein Shawe Laka, Ein Etzlaka, Ki Atahu, We Ein, Mil Badeaka, Ata Ose, Wagam Kain Lo Ne Eseata, Ata Roe, Wagam Kain, Ata Lo Terae, Ata Tishpot, Wagam Kain Lo Tishapet, Kiata Ose Hakol, Wagam Kain Ata Hagomer, Wagam Kain Ata Hagoreim, Bebakwasha, Yehovah Eloheinu, Sapirna El Libotenu, Wadaberna El Makshabotenu, Watiana Itan, Wagam Kain Tibarekna Et Maasenu, Yehovah Elohe Yisrael, Tirkatsna Et Bene Yisrael Mekol Gelulenu, O Mekol Meluk Lachenu, Beeneaka, Yehovah Elohe Yisrael, Titing Lanu Ruach, Neima, Ruach Toba, Ruach Kazakwa, Gam King Beeneaka, Meleka Olam Bebakwasha, Tis Korana Et Tifilot Abotenu, Wagam Kain, Tishma Anaknu Mitpalim Lefaneaka Et Zaakwat Ba'amka Yisrael, Yehovah, Meleka Olam, Old Pa'am, Anaknu Sha'alim Oka, Wagam Kain Anaknu Rotzim, Wagam Kain Anaknu Mekwawim, Atati Tain Azneka, Wagam Kain Tir Ebe Eneka Bebakwasha Yehovah, Et Hadabar Ashel Him Osim Be Edits Nag Denu Be Edits Georgia, Wagam Kain Bashem Ha Goshen Hu, Yehovah, Meleka Olam Bebakwasha, Tibarekna, Et Maase, Nasi Za Rab Zuridan, Wagam Et Nasi Yashubel, with Tianaim Aki Yoshia Ben Sarnatan El, Eloheinu, where Elohe Abotenu, Elohe Abraham, Elohe Yiskak, where Elohe Yisrael. Tianaim Ha'abot with Emot by Yisrael. Tianaim Haladim Bahaladot by Yisrael. Tianaim Haskwanim Bahasquanot by Yisrael. Tianaim Hadalim by Yisrael. Tianaim Ha'asirim by Yisrael. Yehovah, Meleka Olam Bebakwasha. Tiana Imam Hayodim Oka. Ubne Yisrael Ashahim Beburut Alecha. Meleka Olam Bebakwasha. Hago El Lokol Ha Dalim. Tigdal da et bene Israel. Watik al na gam kain. Hallelujah. Amen.